you want that individual to go? Where you and that person, the two characteristics, are they likely to work together? Because the two characteristics don't work together, what's likely to happen? Relationship breaks down and then what? Now the person may love your product, but up the road, you've told them something, or something's gone wrong. Right, and that becomes dissonance, right? It breaks down. How many times you go into a shop, bought a pair of shoes or a pair of trousers, really loved it? A woman, I do it all the time. Shoes, clothing, woman, you go in there, you love it, you love it, you love it. You get it, you wear it once, where's it end up?
In the cupboard.
In why?
Because it's impulsive, you're not buying it.
Impulsive, right.
It's impulsive.
Do you think impulsion is a method of relationship building?
No.
Right?
Not long term.
Right. So when you're when you're thinking and you're closing people and you're working them in, yeah, and you're opening them up and you're going through the process, yeah, start thinking long term. Start thinking longevity. Yes, this person may want this today, but potentially, going forwards, what are the inline, what are the inroads you're putting in for the upsells? Alright? Because they're tweakers. You don't have to, you want to focus on what you're there for at that present time. You don't want to overload it with loads of information. But at the same time, it's nice for you to gather certain things. So, once you've made that initial sell, you're able to go back and have a basis or a relationship to go to. Remember, now you're happy with this. Do you remember when you spoke about this and you spoke about that? Do you understand? So you're able to open them up on different levels because you're mapping out their journey with you. Alright, so just keep that in mind. Does that make sense? Yeah? Does that answer this question or do you want some more? Has it answered it? No? Yes? Indifferent? Because I can tell you about what, who, where, do's, but everyone knows that. Alright? It's basic 7. You know your basic 7. What I want you to concentrate on is the science. Alright? That's the bit that people miss. The connection. What makes it work. The bit that people miss, the invisible bit. Yeah? It's not just about structure and words and everything else. That's part of the process, but there's an energy, there's a dynamic, there's a science in there. You've got to feel that person, they have to feel you. There's a level of energy that you're working with there. Even the way you shake their hand. There can be an energy in that alone. If you have a drab handshake, it's not going to work. It needs to be warm, friendly, smile, Just your whole body language, when you're mirroring them, so the whole 9 yards. Alright? So selling is not a busman's holiday. It's a science, and that's the essence that I want to get across to you. Alright? The depth of the science. Pardon me?
I'd say it's more of an art than science.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, the art, the science, however you want to put it, you're working. But we define it as a science. You can put it down to art. I'm not going to disagree with that. I agree. Either way you look at it, it's refinement. On top of refinement, on top of refinement. So we say it's not practice that's making the perfect, it's the perfect practice. You're consistently looking to evolve and work because human beings are unfathomable, they're unpredictable. Yeah? Unfathomable, unpredictable. Yeah? You could take someone for a journey of a cell and you think you're there and at the end they just spin on you. Then you've got to start retracting and become that self-reflective practitioner. What was it that went wrong? There's always something you did wrong in the process. So you need to start reflecting on that. Okay?
So you say you may have done something wrong, but if someone really can't afford it or doesn't want to buy it at that point, then you may not necessarily have done it.
Absolutely, don't sell to them. You can't force people to buy it. That's the whole point I was making. Yeah, that's the point. It's not about pushing people, things like people. But you should know that. If you're skillful enough, you'll pick that up. Yeah? And then if they generally can't afford it, then don't push it on them. Yeah? That's not the objective. That's not what you want to do. Alright? There needs to be a balance, because if you do that, what's likely to happen after you've left? Cancel, or they're upset, or they feel that that's what you can give selling a bad name. So
there's no longevity.
Absolutely. Yeah. Alright, and the empathy breaks down, right? And this is what I'm getting at. Yeah, the key is the empathetic behaviour, building that relationship, having that bond, that connection. You may have to go back 3, 4, 5 times to get it right. You may have to do that. But obviously, at each time that you do go back, make sure that you check off, you come back, you identify exactly what reasons you're going back for. Alright, you've closed the door for that particular chapter. When you go back, you're opening another chapter. Alright? Is that clear? Alright? I'm going to kind of fly through this. Lead generation. Right, so when you're generating leads, alright? A lot of people are using social media, right? Right. Does anyone use the telephones? As in outbound. Cold call? Yeah? Cold call is not dead. Mom's got a wonderful book called Cold Calling for Chickens. I suggest that, you know, it's very, very low cost read. Please buy it. It's a fantastic book. It's actually a bestseller in its category.
We'll show you how to do it anyway when we run the programme. So. Absolutely,
absolutely. When we run the programme, that's all part of the programme as well. Alright, but the lead generation side of it, alright? When you're generating leads. Come in, take a seat.
Thank you.
I want you to think proactively, not reactively. Okay? There's a lot of reactive work going on. A lot of reaction, waiting for things to happen. Don't be scared to get on a clipboard if necessary and get out there and go and speak to people at tube stations, British rail stations where you feel your target group may be. Don't be scared to do it. You know, do a bit of guerrilla marketing. Why not? It's low cost and it's very effective. Right? These are key ways. You don't have loads of money to spend on advertising. You don't have loads of money to pump into lead generation. So you need to think at scarce resources, or what they call now, the entrepreneurial term is bootstrapping. Yeah? You know, I've got minimal resources. Right? So in terms of lead generation, my strong emphasis, you know, I put it across to you, is don't be scared to pick up the phone. You know, speak to people, build relationships with people, let them know who you are, educate them about what you do. That's the key. I know it may seem frightening and daunting, it's so much easier to hide behind a computer, isn't it? Yeah? But you know, it's so interesting, when you get a lead from social media, what is it that you generally need to do to actually make that contact with that lead after you've got the lead? What is it you generally need to do?
Close it.
Yeah, but how do you, what's the next step after you've got the lead? You've got to arrange what? A meeting, or a call. Right, a call. Right? Yeah, it's a call. Yeah? And then most people say, oh, that's a warm one. Oh, that's a cold one. Oh, what are you talking about? A lead's a lead. You know, warm, cold, hot, but you know, a lead is a lead. Let me say something, a lead, someone could be totally enthusiastic with what you've got today. They've gone home and spoke to their wife, and tomorrow morning they're as cold as ice. Do you understand? And then, you know, they could be the complete opposite. Oh, I'm not really interested. They go and speak to the mate in the pub. Oh, I did something like that. It was really fantastic. Really? Oh, someone spoke to me about that. And they're all excited when you get to see them. So, you know, don't put images in your mind. Right? When you're lead generating. I want you to keep an open mind. Yeah? The world is out there. It's full of leads. Yeah? And there's leads out there. You just need to really put yourself in the right frame of mind to go and generate those leads. Right? And Bob will come and deal with some of that later in terms of mind and approach and so forth. So I'm not going to overdo it on that side of it. Alright? And would you say I've covered this, or should I tap back on it? Yeah? But simplistic. I like to say 2 ears, 1 mouth. Or listen, acknowledge, check, and inquire. Right? So you know you're communicating effectively. Okay? Because when we're communicating, if I say to you in a foreign language, io studio Italiano alla Università di Padua, do you understand what I've said?
No.
Right. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Why? Right. Well, it's not Bible, because I'm speaking another language. Yeah? It's just not communicating to you. But I'm still speaking, right? I'm still communicating, am I wrong or right? But I'm not communicating, would you agree, effectively? Because it's in another language. Well, most of the time when we communicate ineffectively. Right? But a good way of finding out if I check, so is checking, listen to what they've said, acknowledge what they've said, repeat it back. Once I repeat something back to you, right? How does it make you feel? That you've been listened to. Go to the doctors and places like that. What happens? Eh? How do you feel? Oh, right. Yeah, you understand. Right? So start thinking about it when you're having a groan on the phone and a moan, and you're on a downer. You know, we've all been on them downers, right? Really low, right? I've got no business today. And you come in and you speak to the missus, and the missus, you're lying there, and you turn around and say, okay, how was it, hon? Oh, it was bad. Oh, really? Don't worry. Don't worry, it'll get better. Don't worry, it'll get better. Really? Do that. It all comes down to the end of it. Did you get the deal? Isn't it? If you don't get the deal, there's no bread on the table, right? If you don't generate business, there's no bread on the table. Alright? So let's really start to understand, alright, this scientific side of it, the inner self. The inner driver. This is what I want you to really get to grips with. I want you to start reflecting, becoming self-reflective practitioners. Because most of the issues that we have in terms of delivery is ourselves. Okay? Most of the issues that we have. Once we can actually get to understand ourselves better, we learn to understand other human beings that much better as well. So become a self-reflective practitioner. Right? That way you're able to build up higher levels of empathetic behaviour. You're able to reach out to people. I always say calm, control, collect, confirm, and then sorry, calm, control, confirm, collect, and consolidate. Collect, sorry, confirm, and consolidate. Right? Because you're taking them through a process, but always remain calm. If you're calm, what's likely to happen to the other person?
They become calm.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. So if you're calm, you like have a person like to become calm. Am I all right?
Yeah.
So who's now in control?
You
If you're erratic and pushing your sales pitch, and that's all you're doing is pushing your sales pitch, right? What's likely to happen?
They push you out.
You push yourself out the door, haven't you? No matter how enthusiastic you are, right? You can be as enthusiastic as you want to be. You're on a surfboard to Australia. Right? You just haven't seen the wave yet. And when the wave hits you, what happens? You think you're going to get the deal. You're so excited you're going to get the deal, yeah? Because the person's showing you, think the person's showing you all the signals. But you failed to check. You failed to inquire. You failed to acknowledge. So let's start thinking about building that foundation. We're going through a process and working with somebody. Because then you're able to overcome this particular issue here. And this is the key issue. This is the big thing in today's market. Empathy. Right? Because we're using so much technology, empathy seems to be going out the window. How empathetic can I get by using a computer and sitting behind an email? I can build up a level of communication, would you agree?
Yeah.
Right? Is there any body language behind an email? No. Right? So now you've got to think, well, I'm glad you said that. You see how you like that? I got it. I'm coming on to your one, by the way. Yeah, thank you. You just opened up the next section. All right, so that's the key behind it. All right, how you structure your word. But then what else have you got? Apart from that. So I want you to become an all-round package. Now you need to understand, I'm not saying to you to disregard it, not to take it on, but I want you to think holistically. All right? Be a holistic type of salesperson. Yeah? Float when you walk. Right? You understand? And I can bubble touch on some of that later, so I'm not going to go into too much of that, but you know, start to feel energy, start to feel the flow, start to be that energy burst, that successful person. Alright? So landing page. Is that clear? Does that answer the question? Alright, so the landing page. In terms of landing page content, right? Keep it simple. And Bob deals with that as well, as you know, so we'll work in it, but he'll tell you when you go on later on where to come from that. But the key word is content and words, so we'll work it from there. Alright? And objection handling, right? Objection, give me an objection.
Too expensive.
Too expensive, oh my God. Okay, that's fantastic, yeah? So how would you handle that, Jay?
Try and demonstrate the value and the outcome. How to transform the person.
What are you comparing it to? You don't say you got the mic on, because I had the mic on, it'd be like ding 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 ding. It's like, that's
The
what
value of the value of the outcome.
right. That's what a lot of people will say, it's too expensive, isn't it? In comparison to what? Do you understand my point? Yeah? Because that's one of the first things the client's going to say, it's too expensive, isn't it? So,
Can I just ask you all something? Could you write a list down now of everything you bought in the last month where price was your primary objective? You just think about it. When you go to the shop, think, I want the cheapest I can get. And most people, when they try and do this, write the list down if you like, they struggle a bit after 3 or 4 items.
that's right.
What happens when you buy the cheapest thing?
It's not good doesn't. Basically, you get what you pay for.
Get what you pay for. You know, Primark, that's great, but everything's out of shape. 3 washes, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's the honest truth. Most people end up with things like socks, toilet paper, even that is these days, you know, not the soft stuff, not the horrible stuff I used to have after the summer.
There's a big difference between like the £1 toilet rolls Oh, yeah. And it's a big difference.
Oh, yes.
$5
So, sorry, Karen.
Because
So-
I'm on it, I've tried it out myself.
Yeah.
Different
Horrible, isn't it? You're quite right. So what makes you think that your product is all just a sensible price, you know? It's up to you whether you make it your mind whether you're going to sell a Rolls Royce or a Mini. And it's just as easy to sell both, provided you pick the right audience.
Absolutely.
I'll go and sit down.
No worries. Thank you, Uncle Bob. Yeah? So, any other ones?
Or they want a discount.
Pardon?
They want a discount.
Discount. Okay.
Price is always
You know, it's discounts. Who gives discounts here? Who gives discounts here? Right. So absolute recipe for disaster. I do not like in that sense. Depends what you're doing, how you're packaging. I agree. But what I would say to you is this: when someone asks you to discount, right? If you just give them a discount, what are you telling that person?
That you're overpriced your service.
So one at a time, please, right?
Didn't believe it.
Right? Didn't believe it.
No value.
No value.
They think you overpriced your product
Right.
or service.
So what do you think you could do to somebody who asks for a discount? What do you think you could do to make that person see the value in that discount?
Figure out what they can afford and try and sell direct.
That's a possible way of doing it, but then it's still, your price proposing there. You're not horse trading, you're selling it. Alright, you understand? So I get that. Alright, that's a possible way of doing it, but you might find you're going to dig a bigger hole for yourself, because we tend to do that.
I would say, give you a discount if you've done two of your friends.
Well, right, maybe not so as abrupt, but yeah, in that you're going down the right road. So, okay, suppose...
Say to them, find somewhere better or cheaper,
Yeah,
same value,
yeah.
and then match it.
Well, that's it now what we're going into. We're going to resell, buy one, what they call bug off, buy one, get one free, right? Do you understand? There's a lot of that going on, isn't there? Alright, but how about saying, well, okay, supposing I was to give you a discount. Now, you understand I'm in business. Alright, we're in business here, would you agree?
Yes.
And we like being in business, right?
Yes.
Now, we like to be able to stay in business. Suppose we've done a deal today and I went out of business. Would that be any good to you? No. So, what would you do for me? Suppose I was to give you 10% or 20%, what would you be prepared to do for me to earn that 10 or 20%? What have you told that customer?
So to bring a referral.
Right, referrals, but also what have you told them? Whether they bring a referral or not, what have you told them?
You ready to go ahead?
They value your product, but also they've had to earn their discount, would you agree?
Yeah.
You haven't just given it away. Do you understand? So stop discounting.
Yeah.
Right? If you're going to give someone something extra, let them earn it. People value things that they earn. Okay? We're human beings. If we don't have to work for anything, we're not likely to value it. Do you understand my point?
Yes.
Alright? So, don't just say, okay, you can have 10% off 20%. The first one, I'm going to think, oh, maybe I'll get more there. I'll have 20% now. So I'll get to the end now and I'll go from that 10% to 20% and it'll be, oh, right, I know. Maybe 30% now you're cutting into your profit margins and all sorts. You come out of there just to get the deal and then you've gone down, you've sat down and done your figures properly because you've miscalculated and you're 10% under the order value. What's likely to happen when you're 10% under the order value? Right? Go out of business, or you have to go back to the customer and say what?
Take more money, make a mistake.
Do you understand? So let's keep that in mind when we're working, yeah? And it's coming down to that same concept again, alright? So, in terms of objection handling, what I want you to think is, give yourselves a series of objections. Okay? Stand in front of the mirror and start giving yourself heavy objections, the objections that you face every day. Look at yourself in the mirror and give yourself those objections. Then I want you to see what your body language does. If I keep saying no, 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 no to you, what's likely to happen when you want a yes?
You get dejected.
You get dejected. What do you think your body language does?
Sinks. Person you are, then you get lower and lower.
Lower and lower in terms of self-esteem. Right, and you see a lot of salespeople do that.
If you're that type of person, yeah.
Right? Because they're getting rejected, so then they get more pressure. And that's where a lot of pressure selling comes in. Because they refuse, they don't want to take the no. And then there's the old, get 5 or 6 no's before you get it. That's not puzzle. Alright? It's refinement. It's technique. is heightened skill, sophistication. Okay? There's an underpinning mastery. Would you go to a barrister to represent you if they're not qualified in law? No. Would you go to a physician, allow a physician to operate on you if they're not qualified to be a physician on you? No. But yet still you'd allow someone to sell to you when they haven't been to sales school. Think long and hard. Why is it we think we can just come out, go into business, and start selling without doing any groundwork, learning any skills?
2019.
Yeah.
Some people are born with that.
They may have done it from God knows how. Right?
But most organisations give you some form of training.
Right. You know,
Most organisations give you some form of
well, some do, but what